Hello, and welcome to this raw and simple walk around Knobcon 2024, giving you a look at the event. I'm recording this voiceover after the fact, so if you hear me talk to someone in the background while I'm still talking here, just know I'm not some double-tongued lizard synthesist. Anyway, off we go. Like all good journeys, my journey to Knobcon starts at Leeds Bradford Airport, hopping across to Dublin in a prop plane before crossing the pond to Chicago. And just in case you forget where you've got off the plane, there's 1,000 American flags, so you don't forget you're in America. Then there's about a 20 minutes drive out to Schaumburg from Chicago Airport, and that's an area where there's kind of business centres, hotels and malls, set around a road that's as wide as most UK motorways. Strangely, there's geese roaming around the area, so if you come, be careful not to get into a bird fight and have your collarbone snapped. Knobcon is held at the Hyatt Regency Hotel, where most people also stay for the show, and that creates a good atmosphere over the few days where everyone's in the same place. The lobby gets packed with lots of people bringing out gear to try and people to play and jam on an evening. Off to the side where I don't walk down here, Mod Wiggler set up a chill out room with some drinks and snacks, which was nice, and there's also the chill out performance space too. Downstairs there are rooms for performances and an open jam space as well. And then we have the headphone only quieter room, Hall B. Hall's a bit of an exaggeration there. This was the only banana based synth I saw at the show from GSM. And then we have internal research of their electromagnetic demon box that's currently doing really well on Kickstarter. Oxy Instruments were there with their One sequencer, Coral and Meta. Meta's something that I really enjoy. New company Drift had their new pocket-sized DJ-style audio playback device called Zero. That felt nice to play and did some cool things too. And then surprise, surprise, Paul Schreiber of Synthesis Technology is back from retirement with his new Moog-style filter and a prototype of his next filter, which is a morphing SEM-style filter. Both of those sounded really good, as you can imagine.
I'll see you later.
There's a new Case Builder Lunatic Alter. And then point-and-click systems bringing Reaper and VST plugins onto screens and computers in your modular systems. That was Hall B. Next to it is the lecture space, and then around the corner we head to the main room. Here's the STG Musonics Vanilla Synth with Matt Baxley playing on it. The three of them on top of each other looked really good. There's then Oberheim and Sequential with their reissues and new synths. And next to that is Alan Intelligent Instruments, who had a really smart, interactive, algorithmic-based drum machine and pattern generator, and I'm keen to know more about that as it develops. Spinning around, we have This Is Noise, and I do like a cute little device. New company Rain City Modular had a range of new sequencing modules which looked good. Neo Analog have a wide range of Eurorack modules and functions on offer. And then spinning around we have Earthquaker devices. Nice guitars, lots of pedals, and their Eurorack modules too. There's 512 with the Vector sequencer. I've always liked the dual screen approach to that one, and their Quad LFO, which is great as well.
Hello, sir. How are you?
Back across we have erogenous tones, lots of nice synth visuals, and great jackets.
I love that. I love the jacket. Thank you. See you again soon.
Future Retro are back with their modules and other gear. Catalyst Audio have MIG, their MIG Fighterjet tube-based modular series. And Western had a new oscillator with an analog core, digital phase shifting, and wavetables which sounded great too. Entropy and Sons had their video synth and graphics, and win the award for the biggest screen at the show.
Might be a bad thing, right?
Then we have Rogue and Knobs with the biggest knob at the show. Spinal Tap fans.
This one? Oh, this one?
NS Instruments have a new sequencer, or rather a kind of voltage mapper, and there were lots of interesting ideas in there that I'd like to explore. Ashton Research had a range of Ethernet audio boxes that were all analog and looked really handy. I could see me rigging up the studio with those. Infinite Machinery had a new Through Zero oscillator among their existing modules.
I'll be back.
Then there's Missing Link 2, now with MIDI, from Circuit Happy.
Let's turn on MIDI mode. Now it's a MIDI board.
Nice.
Infrasonic Audio had their new mid-side module. It's nice to learn about some more of the work that they do for other companies too. There's a big list of companies that they've worked with. Crayspace had Bib, their collaboration won new effects with Plinky. And Swampplux had their Wii balance board module as well. VCV Rack was there with VCV Plus, their subscription options. AI Synthesis looking good in black and silver panel options. And speaking of panels, Metal Photo were there, who've made panels for loads of gear that many of us will have seen before. Novation were there with Travasi. EMS, the Earth Modular Society, had a stand, and people were live streaming into the stand, and I think from the stand too. That was really cool. Tidbit Audio have their range of contact mics and hydrophones, and all sorts of handy passive utilities that can really add a lot to a system. They have some bits that I use quite regularly.
Heck yeah, this is...
Satonic Synth, looking good there with a nice sounding filter, the marsupial, and they had their new stereo matrix mixer too. Michigan Synthworks had lots of things this year with Spider, nice spelling, Not instead of Nat, Faderbanks, and the new desktop synths.
Okay, go ahead.
And some new Euro drum voices too. Modbat Modular always have a good stand, and Osiris and Trinity are both modules that I use a lot. Board Brain had a great looking stand, and the quality of their modules was really clear. The Exelon mixing system looks great, as do all the new interfaces. Void Manufacturing had some new modules at the same stand as Industrial Music Electronics, and they had the new Stilson Hammer, Andor, and the Volkmeyer's Inferno. Oddment Audio had their Grok device. And 1010 Music are there with their cute little colourful units. Here's Landscape FM with Ferrous, and I think they call it a magnetic polyphonic string resonator. Felt really lovely in your hands and was nice to use. Synthrise with various stands. And the ever great MIDI solution, the MRCC, something I should rig MIDI up in my room with, I think, and the Noodler from Conductive Labs.
I'll be back.
Bukes had their new Mini Moog or Mini Moog book. Lovely work from them as always. Superbooth. And then the Golden Shrimp Guild, which is a streaming network. Vondel Synth had their analog CRT scope in Eurorack form.
A lot of people at the show are in that kind of niche.
And a pin matrix for the PO400.
I like teenage.
Muse Electronics had the Zen flute and MIDI hand pans. Here's Rides in the Storm with lots of nice modules, plenty of smart features in these ones as well. Then the Ectocore from Infinite Digits and Toadstool Tech. That was a real star of the show for many people. Here's Juanito's Tin Can Synth. He's modular for the masses, and this is often set up in the lobby outside the exhibit times, so people can come around and play, which is always cool. Sleepy Circuits with Hypno, making video synthesis easy to get into. And then loads of new things from Afterlater Audio, including Mallorca, which is a hint as to what the device is based on. Leave a comment if you know what that connection is with that device. They have some new pedals, Typhoon in a pedal, some fuzz, some pedal power. And a load of other Eurorack modules too. Midiverse have a range of DIY and utility style modules.
The open source designs. I like your stuff, man.
Thank you, appreciate that.
And here's Hite Studios, HITE Studios. And he's an artist working in the Halloween industry, but bringing these kind of aesthetics to stands and cases for gear as well. Maddie Sims had brought some older rack sims and also Frequency Central gear to show. And then Low Blast had some new arcade button based modules on show. Here's SynthCube bringing a range of gear that they sell with 5U and Eurorack DIY, and they're now the owners of the Mod Wiggler forum, so there's plenty of green goo around as well. 4MS was showing off Meta, which was really popular at the show.
PCB that have never made their own hardware. So like the Valley Plateau reverb that everybody likes, you previously couldn't play that in hardware.
Deft Audio had a replica Lindrum, alongside some MIDI to stepper motor and CV modules. Bit of an odd combo.
Good. Filming a little walk around.
And then lots of cool devices from Bastel as always.
Back.
Slob had their new Trepanator, which I'm really keen to get into properly, and will be doing in the future. Fairfield Circuit's pedals were great, they sounded good, they looked good. It was nice to try out some of those at the show. Again, something I'd like to try at home, make some videos. Pedals and synths is always good fun. EHC are makers of customizable knobs. And then Caltron with a big booth this year. They have a whole range of different things, oscillators, dual Turing machines, utility type stuff. And their tube VCA is something that I really like and got at the last Knobcon. Wear and Tear from Ampersand, and that sounded gorgeous. I was really impressed with that and brought one home. They also had some of the best stickers at the show. Wildwood Soundworks had MIDI and touch-based devices. Toys That Make Noise, I believe are a store or a distributor, but I think a store. And they were getting down to some Radiohead on the Maximus from Analog Solutions. And then it wasn't really clear who this booth was, I presume a distributor, but we have PWM, Dreadbox, Jomox, and Melbourne Instruments. We have the blue and beautiful GS Music synth. And that's it for the exhibition. Thanks to everyone that made it a great event, and I'll hopefully see some of you at another show soon. And special thanks to my Patreon supporters who were great to hang out with, and seeing them in person was a large part of why I went to the show. Watch out for my upcoming video on the best patch tips from Knobcon. That'll be coming soon-ish. You can support me on patreon.com/DivKid. Hit like and subscribe. That's all really helpful, and I'll see you next time. Bye.